All right, so let's just dive right in. For decades, right, the way we find stuff online has been pretty much the same. You go to a search bar, you type something in, and you get that famous page of blue links. But that's all changing, and it's happening fast. We are right in the middle of a massive search revolution, and it's all powered by AI that's totally flipping the script on how we get answers.
So this leads to a really big question, and it's kind of the whole point of what we're talking about today. Is that classic search bar, the one we've all grown up with, the one we've used for billions and billions of queries, is it actually on its way out? Is it becoming obsolete?
I mean, just look at this. The contrast is pretty stark. On the left, you've got the old way, a cluttered page, a wall of links, and it's on you to click through and figure it all out. And on the right, that's the new way. A clean, simple, direct answer just given to you by an AI. This isn't just a fresh coat of paint. It's a fundamental rewiring of how information works online.
Okay, so to really get a grip on where we're going, we first have to understand why we're even moving at all. Let's take a closer look at the problem, the cracks that we're already showing in that classic page of links.
And here is probably the biggest crack in the old model, a huge generational divide. You're looking at data that shows for the first time ever, a whole generation, Gen Z, is actually more likely to use social media to research products than a traditional search engine. For that 16 to 24-year-old group, it's 34% more likely. That's not a small shift. It's a huge signal that the old way just isn't cutting it for everyone.
And this isn't just, some dry number on a chart. It's a feeling that people are having, and it's going viral. This tweet just sums it up perfectly, right? I'm not even joking, but TikTok is proving to be a better search engine than Google these days. People are out there actively looking for something else because the old way just feels broke.
And this quote from a 14-year-old talking about using YouTube for search, man, this gets right to the heart of it. They say they can find stuff faster and easier than reading an entire article. And that's the key. They don't want a research project. They don't want a list of homework assignments. They want a fast, direct, and usually visual answer. That wall of blue links just feels like work.
So if the old way is failing, what's stepping up to take its place? Well, say hello to the AI answer engine. This is the new kid on the block, and it's built from the ground up for instant synthesized knowledge. But how on earth does it actually think?
It pretty much boils down to a three-step process. First, the AI has to understand what you really mean, your intent, not just the keywords you typed. Second, it plays detective, connecting all the related concepts across the web. And finally, the magic trick. It generates a brand new, custom-built response just for you.
The secret sauce behind that first step is something called natural language processing, or NLP. This is what lets an AI understand context. So it's the difference between you searching for the word bank and the AI figuring out if you're talking about a riverbank or a place to get cash. And that is a massive leap from just matching keywords.
Now, a new technology means a whole new rulebook. So you can forget just SEO. The new game in town is Generative Engine Optimization, or GEO. And instead of just trying to get a click, GEO is all about making your content so clear, so well-structured, so authoritative that the AI chooses to quote you in its answer. You're not trying to rank on a page anymore. You're trying to become the answer itself.
And all this new tech is causing a major earthquake in the industry. Google's dominance is facing a real challenge for the first time in, well, decades. And we're seeing all these fascinating new players pop up, each with their own unique take on what a good answer should even look like.
This really shows you the different strategies. I mean, look at ChatGPT. It's like a fire hose of information, right? Citing over 10 sources on average to build its answer. Google's AI overviews are a little more concise, a little more trimmed down. But then you've got Perplexity, and it seems to be playing a totally different game.
5.01. That number seems almost ridiculously specific, doesn't it? But that predictability is the whole point. That's the strategy. Perplexity isn't just throwing random info at you. It's trying to give you a consistently balanced and well-sourced answer every single time. And what's really telling is that it loves to cite educational and technical sources, which shows you its focus is really on deep learning.
But of course, this new power, it comes with a catch. Getting a single perfect answer sounds amazing,
But it also opens up a whole new can of worms, a new set of problems and risks that we have to be super aware of.
And this, right here, brings us to the most critical question of this entire new era. The AI spits out this beautifully written, super confident-sounding answer. But can you actually trust it?
Because, honestly, we're walking into a bit of an ethical minefield. These AI models, they learn from the internet, which means they can inherit and even amplify all of our human biases. There are huge privacy questions. And maybe the most dangerous part, because they sound so credible, they can become super spreaders of pure misinformation. In fact, one study found that in 5% of its answers, Google's AI cited 0 external sources. It just stated things as fact.
And look, these aren't just theoretical risks. This is happening now. The experts have a fancy name for it, hallucinations. But it just means the AI makes stuff up. In its first few weeks, Google's AI was famously telling people to put glue on their pizza and to eat rocks. When the machine sounds like an expert but is confidently wrong, the potential for real harm is just enormous. So, here's the puzzle, right? We have this incredible new tool that can also make these massive, sometimes dangerous mistakes. So, given this new reality, what do we do? How do we adapt and even thrive in this completely new era of search?
Well, the whole strategy for how you get noticed online has to change. The old game of SEO was about pleasing an algorithm with keywords and links. The new game, GEO, is about creating content that is so clear, so authoritative, that the AI chooses to quote you. You have to be the most citable, most trustworthy source in the room.
And this is so key. The future of search isn't about AI replacing humans. It has to be a partnership. AI models need high-quality, human-first content to learn from. Without human experts, without journalists, without creators making valuable stuff, the AI has nothing good to synthesize. It just ends up eating its own tail. So creating real, authentic, valuable content has literally never been more important. And all of this leaves us with one final thought to chew on. For years and years, the big challenge was about finding the right answer in a sea of information. But now we're entering a world where an AI can generate an answer to almost anything. So maybe the most important skill now isn't finding the answer, but asking the right question.